Welcome to the Freedom Property Podcast, the modern real estate brand empowering excellence.
Don't ask me about my freedom. Don't ask me about
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Got a very special guest here with us today. This is Stephanie Marshall from Freedom Property. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's
I'm really
go.
excited.
Yeah? Excited and nervous, you said before.
Yeah, a little bit shaky. I don't know why, because I'm just going to be talking about what I do.
That's it. And we're interested to find out because you're absolutely smashing it at the moment. So give us a bit of context, Steph, to let everybody know who you are. What's your history?
Well, actually, it's quite funny. I was telling Eamon about this before. I've worked in real estate for 10 years. I remember one time actually when I was on reception and you walked in, first time I ever met you, all the way back at the first agency I ever worked, and you're looking all suave with your hair and whatnot.
You got to do it, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But no, I've worked in real estate for ages. And funnily enough, everyone was always like, Steph, you should get into sales. You'd be so good at sales. You can just talk to people and people just gravitate so easily towards you. And I was always like, no, I don't want to do it. So
you started as a receptionist?
Yeah, reception.
So this is when you were 18?
17 actually.
17, okay.
Yeah, 17
cool.
And just sort of progressed up through majority of all roles in an office.
So you started as receptionist, and then where did you go to next?
I was then doing still reception, but some of the sales advertising for newspapers and stuff like that.
Yep.
Then went into property management, did that for 2.5 years.
Tough job, property management.
And as a young person as well, people are like, what experience do you have? What do you know about managing a property? And I'm like, so that sort of really
That's it.
took it out of me.
Yep.
Then I actually went and worked randomly for a body corporate company for 6 weeks, and I was like, hate this.
Yeah.
Back to real estate.
Please never leave real estate.
I know. Yeah. So then I actually became a PA for Wayne Hartley.
Yeah, nice.
Little
Good agent.
shout out to Wayno. Still great friends today. So just sort of did the sales associate kind of thing,
Yep.
more so PA to Wayne, just office manager role.
Yep.
Bit of everything really. I'm very much an all-rounder. So just naturally fell into that role, and then I went to London, did that for 2.5 years. Then I came back and literally came back into the same role again.
Yep.
Because I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just like, sweet.
Yeah,
comfort
you were
zone.
working at Remax with Tamara then. That was...
Then
yeah.
I moved with Timmy
Yeah.
Tam. So, yeah. And I think that was the pivotal moment for me, working with Tam. Obviously, her and I were very similar. So being able to work with someone who was so much like me and see how she was doing and how she was going, I was like, wow, I could actually do this.
Yeah.
I've got the qualities and the traits, and working with Tam really
it was a
made
great
me,
place to learn, I think. And
Absolutely.
she is a good agent and one of Remax better agents. So that was a great place. And
100%.
it's a good... I always say to people when they contact me, they're like, where should I start? And being working alongside a good agent, established agent already, and learning the things that you like from them, maybe things that you think that they could improve. And so then when you are ready, you become the agent you want to be. So
For sure.
you've definitely done it the right way, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand all of everything from the ground up, and now I'm ready to take it next level. So
let's talk about that. So there would have been, when you were the assistant or buy manager or trainee, whatever you want to call it, all right? There would have been this moment when you were like, I can be a salesperson. Let's talk about that, because that's it's a big leap, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off, isn't it?
yeah, well, very much ripping the Band-Aid off. I decided that I'd done my time where I was and it was ready to take the next step. I actually quit where I was with Tam and took 3.5 months off, which was crazy. I literally didn't have a job to go to. I was like, what on earth am I doing? But, I guess the reason why I left where I was and went to work with Tam is because I'd gotten comfortable and I wanted to feel uncomfortable again.
Nice.
And when I was with Tam, I had then gotten comfortable and I was like, you know what? I had to go through that, work with her to see how she did it. And then I was like, okay, I can absolutely do this myself. Like, obviously, you know, her business grew significantly whilst I was, you know, assisting her.
Yeah, no, you're
So,
a great team. Great
yeah.
team. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I can totally do this myself.
Yep.
And I just decided, you know what? That's it. I'm
You just have to
doing
take that
it.
leap sometimes, don't you?
100%. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's like very much about mindset though. Like I was never in the right place mentally I couldn't have done it before then.
Yep.
You know, I had to go through every single step to get to that point where I was like, oh my God, I can do it myself. And then, quit my job.
And full steam into sales.
That's it.
Yeah, after having a little break, of course. But
Yeah.
there's probably people watching this who are in a very similar boat to what you were in. You know, they think that, I could be a real estate agent, and they've always thought about becoming a real estate agent. And what would be your one piece of advice to them if they're thinking about it? Like, what should they do?
Just go for it. Seriously, stop doubting yourself. Like, you just need to give these things a go. I guess you get one shot in life, hey? And if you don't go for it, like one thing that like literally the simplest saying or quote, whatever it is that I love is like, nothing changes if nothing changes. It's literally that simple.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm in charge of what I do. I'm in charge of like my own business now.
100%.
Like what I put in, I
Yep.
get out. You know, you only get what you give.
Yeah.
So that's like, it's just do it. Like, and the best thing is like I had so much experience behind me. It was never something I wanted to do, but I was just like, you know what? I'm at this point now that I'm sick of being someone's assistant. I can do this myself.
Let's do it. Let's go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like just time to make
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You just got to take that risk sometimes. You know, like
Absolutely.
it's but I think the journey that you had leading into becoming a salesperson, I think is perfect. I really do. I think that
100%.
starting underneath somebody to start with is definitely the way to do it.
Yeah.
And as long as those agents are decent and you're learning some good things, which is what you've had Wayne, you've had Tamara, both great agents. You've learned well off them, and now you're ready, and this is your business. And like you say, you make this happen now. You affect this, you know.
100%.
It's powerful stuff. It's really powerful,
Yeah.
you know.
And now I'm learning from you.
Yeah, well, we're all learning
you
from
know?
each other here, so it's it's brilliant. But like your business now, like you started with us, and what I saw was a very aggressive social media push. It was a real aggressive. I'm here. You know, like you were focusing on like a certain little pocket of homes, and like you were in their letterboxes, and you still are like nonstop. Like you're getting noticed. You've got a billboard, like one of the biggest billboards I think I've ever seen. Everyone knows who you are now, you know, and your sales have come so quickly, and your listings are coming so quickly, and they're going to continue to come, you know. So, like that's a pretty big move. So you had to back yourself.
100%. Like, yeah, like I said, you'll only get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I firmly believe in like heavily investing back into yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and this is sort of like, you know, even when my mum was asking me, why do you need to be putting out sold flyers here and sold flyers? I said, there's no point selling the property if no one knows that you've sold the property.
Yeah.
Like you've got to invest back into yourself. It's all about being consistent.
That's it. 100%.
People need to know who you are, what you're doing all the time.
Definitely.
Like,
and like I say to everybody all the time, like you can't go wrong spending money on your own name.
No.
You know, especially if you're a good person, you're a hard worker, like you're shouting out Stephanie Marshall. Yeah, it's costing you money, but
Yeah.
that's ingrained into people's minds, you know, like how we talk about social media. And, you know, like I say to the team all the time, you know, like if you went up to somebody every single day and said, real estate, you know, you did it for like 5 years, you go, real estate.
Yeah.
You know? In 5 years' time, when they eventually might need you and they're thinking about real estate, they're probably going to think of you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you're building at the moment. I can see that. So, you know.
I think, like, and it's just sort of like taking advantage of every single thing that you've got. Like social media is free. So use your profile, like use it well, boost the occasional post. Like that's something I'm really trying to, you know, I'm only just coming up 6 months in, the 9th of February. So, this year I'm really trying to focus on, being consistent across all channels,
Nice.
social media, in the letterbox, everything like that. Yes, it costs money, but it's worth it and it will pay off. Like, people just need to know my name. So
Definitely. Yeah. Once they get to know you, then you give you an opportunity and then you handle them perfectly and then things happen, and you're a good negotiator and you're good at getting through the door. But what would you say is your favorite part of real estate?
Favorite part of real estate? I think for me, and I actually put up a post recently with a sold sticker of me and two of my clients, Mick and Kerry. It's actually Kerry's birthday today. Happy birthday, Kerry.
Happy birthday, Big Keza.
Something that I love the most is actually just getting to know these people, and at the end of, let's call it a sale or a transaction, that's not it for me. I feel like I'm friends with these people, and we follow each other on Facebook and comment on each other's stuff, and you feel like part of the family, don't you?
Women
and I
are
love
naturally
that.
good at that, I think. I feel like it's harder for us blokes, but
Yeah.
that's why I always believe the good female real estate agents are the best. You know what I mean? A good female real estate agent, it's going to be tough to beat them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what you're on the verge of creating at the moment. You're still not the finished article, but it's coming. You know what I mean? And it will be hard to beat you down the track, I think, if you do keep implementing all these things and running these buyers the right way and qualifying these leads like we're doing. You're in for a good run.
Yeah, it's just being with people, being around people, building relationships, being relatable, having a laugh with someone, It was even cool, the other day, a guy that I went to school with, he referred me to his sister. And now, I was around at their place and I was like, so you speaking to other agents? They're like, no, we just love you so much. We just gravitated towards you.
Awesome.
We're going to auction. We were scared of an auction. Now you've talked us into an auction. We're going to auction. And I'm like,
nice.
It's
Perfect.
just the whole experience.
Yeah, definitely. These will be your clients for life as well, especially once you sell their property and you do a good job for them. They'll be with you forever.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do, isn't it? Create those long-lasting relationships. So what's your biggest, hardest thing to overcome at the moment? Where are you struggling? What's the hardest thing right now?
The hardest thing for me, I think also just going back to when I did start, I thought I've been around for 10 years. People know my name. But in a sales capacity, no, they didn't really.
Yeah.
And I thought, I really want to launch with a listing. And it's not that easy. It's, when people say, oh, it's a good time to be in real estate. Well, I mean, yeah, it is. But it's still hard. It's
extremely hard to get the listings, isn't it? There's
absolutely.
a lot more agents for sure.
And even I was even speaking to someone the other day and they were like, and I mentioned, I've been in the industry 10 years, but I just went out on my own 4 or 5 months ago. He's like, oh, what? Oh, okay. And I was like, so it's hard. It is hard to get the listing right now to even be considered. So it's sort of coming up with those different sort of strategies and, different ways that you can overcome that.
Yeah, we always say in the office here, when you think about Redland City, for instance, this is where we sell a lot of our property, there's a handful of agents that you think about, straight off the top of your head, and this is probably what most of the public thinks of as well. There's this handful of agents and you think if you think in real estate, you're going to think of them.
Yeah.
And I say, it's just about sometimes getting into that conversation. You know what I mean? Becoming one of those agents. So how do you become one of those agents? And I believe it's to start with, it's focusing on a suburb or focusing on a style of property and becoming in the conversation there first.
Yes.
And just nailing that, which is what you're doing in your suburb of choice at the moment. And then once you get that, then you can start to venture out and this becomes a little bit easier for you. But you just need to get in the conversation, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. It's, again, comes down to being consistent.
Yeah, definitely.
Through and through, everything you do.
In the letterboxes, on their socials, handling them well, be seen, billboards everywhere, just getting it all done.
Sold signboards everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely that too, for sure.
Just touching on the handling well, that, obviously the program that we use at Freedom, the property platform, we literally handle every single individual very, very well. And that was probably reason why I joined Freedom, like, you know, with the sort of administrative background that I had, your girl loves a good system.
Definitely. 100%.
So, you know, to see like literally step-by-step process, every single buyer, I know where every single person who I've ever spoken to is at. I know every conversation I've had with them.
Definitely.
Like it's just, you know, because I'm not a genius. I can't remember every single thing about every single person and see someone's name and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly who you are and what I've discussed with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I can track literally everything down to a T. And I think that's, you know, in some places previously what I didn't have. So coming into this on my own, I was like, wow, that is a game changer.
It is. It's so important. Like when you start your own sales business, and that's what you did. You waited till you were ready to become a salesperson, and now anybody that touches your business, you have handled them well from the start, and they're never going to leave your business now until one they say, "Listen, stop calling me. I hate you." Or, you know, or they just don't need the level of service that you're offering them. But they're still never going to leave your system. You're still going to contact them once every however often they want to be contacted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just about that. Like you say, having that bulletproof system, having that proof, and that's what you can then show your future clients. Can't you?
I even like I sent a screenshot of the amount of buyers I had for an investment purpose in that price range the other day. That got me a listing.
Boom.
I sent like when I was at this listing pres, I was just running through like this is how many people I you know, because they were like, oh, should we sell off market? And I said, look, you know, it's always a possibility. This is how many people I'm talking. They were just amazed. They were like, you are the only person who's shown us that.
Yeah, it's even more powerful when you sit in front of them and then you say, pick one of those buyers, and then they pick one, and then you've got the opportunity comments and it sounds exactly like their house, and then they can see like your last 6-7 phone calls on these people and what you've talked about. Like that's powerful. That's just knowing your business.
It is.
So that's one of the main reasons why you came to Freedom?
100%.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know, obviously aside from, you know, where I came from, a lot of culture, you know, just good times, like, you know, obviously down to run a business and get stuff done, but it's so important to like be happy where you are. You're coming here every day, working with these people. So
definitely.
Modern brand, love it.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what we're trying to push. And I love having more females in the team as well. Like obviously our team when we started was dominated by males, and to have like yourself and a few of the other amazing female agents that we've got now, like it's so good. Yeah. Like I love it. This is just the future for us. It's just having just this, you know, healthy, active, you know, modern brand. Yeah. It's so important.
Growing with the times.
So to finish this podcast off, what's your goals for the year? Like what are you thinking?
I have some pretty big goals. And unfortunately right now I'm not on target.
Oh, you never want to be full on target. You always want to be chasing it down a little bit.
That's it. Yeah. No. I have some big goals this year, but I think, the biggest thing is like obviously sell a lot of property, but, you know, being consistent, really nourishing each individual that I come into contact with, just, you know, personally being the best version that I can be. Like I had one of my clients saying, oh, Steph, dry January, what are you talking about? Or Steph, you don't need to be walking 10 kilometers a day. Well, if I can be the best version of myself that I can be and I feel the best that I can be, then that means I get to be the best version of myself for my clients.
Definitely.
So, it's, you know, a combination of things.
Keeping healthy and happy then, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
And then selling property on the side.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't know. It's like all of that stuff, and then being a good real estate agent comes like second.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I spoke about purpose recently, and Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, like this is if you stop thinking about real estate as like a job and it's just like something you're just doing because you enjoy it, you know, like definitely becomes easier, doesn't it? But I think that there's probably people that have watched this today and they're probably maybe in rentals right now, maybe they're an assistant for somebody, maybe they're thinking about getting into real estate and they've been sitting on the edge and they've probably taken a lot of encouragement and inspiration from your journey and seeing what you can do. And now you need to take it to the next level as well and show them, you know, what you can now achieve, you know. So absolutely stoked to have you here at Freedom with us, and thank you for coming in today. And
thank you. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it.
Looking forward to 2022.
Let's bring it on.
Get it, baby.
Cheers.